How's it going, everyone? My name's Chris, and today I want to talk about virtual reality and more specifically Beat Saber. A lot of people that I've talked to and that I work with actually don't know VR is appropriate for them. And this is something I want to educate whether you're a physical or occupational therapist, a personal trainer, or you're a family member and you have someone that you don't think would be appropriate, someone that has a medical condition like cerebral palsy or any kind of neuro condition. I'm a personal trainer and a physical therapist assistant, and I work in both of those fields with people with spinal cord injuries, with strokes, with certain disabilities that don't allow them to function normally, or typically, I should say. And so virtual reality actually has opened the door for many of those people. And it's fun. Like myself, I love it. I sweat to many of these games. That's why I like it, is for the fitness aspect. It's just a fun way to move, and it's very adaptable. Many developers nowadays are making accessibility settings within the games, and people don't know. Many people, like, I'm baffled on who doesn't know. They think it's this amazing, fantastical thing that is not available for them. But I do home health physical therapy, and many of those people, they can't even get out. They're home health for a reason. And when I bring the virtual reality headset, they're just amazed. They've been stuck in their home, and I'm able to take them somewhere without actually having to take them somewhere. So it can open up so many things for them, for many people. And the fun aspect of the adaptability to it, like, the game I'm going to talk about today is Beat Saber. Beat Saber has been made to include many people. You can do one hand mode. You can play the game in sitting, be adapted for many people. And today I'm going to talk about these 6 things that I typically do. 6 things, it's YouTube, right? 6 things that I typically do. They're modifiers within the game. They're settings within the game itself that I'm going to go over. And I'm saying this if you've already decided to put someone in virtual reality. I'm not saying this as you should put them in virtual reality. I'm saying if you've already considered and you've gone over their medical history, even if you're, a personal trainer, family member, like anyone, physical therapist, occupational therapist, once you've decided, hey, I want to try virtual reality with this person, these are the 6 things that I'm typically modify, maybe not all 6 at once, but they're actually the 6 things I think about when putting someone in virtual realities. So before we dive into the modifications, I actually want to talk about Beat Saber itself, right? If you've never played, I want to assume you've played. But the game itself is designed to move you. You have 2 lightsabers, typically a blue in the right and a red in the left, and they can change. But typically, the way it starts, you have a red, blue, red, whatever. And you're slicing these cubes to music. The cubes have arrows on them, so they're designed to coordinate. So sometimes the cube will have a down arrow, so you hit it slicing downward. And then the next cube will have an up arrow, so then you slice it up. And they go at angles too, in different directions. And it's cueing you to slice in those directions, so then you're moving all to this music. And each game or each level, or however you want to say it, is a song. So you're playing the whole song, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes. They had Bohemian Rhapsody in there too, so 8 minutes. That's the way it's designed. It's just a music rhythm game that's meant to get you moving. So modification number 1 is no fail mode. So let's talk about how you can fail or lose the game in Beat Saber. So if you miss too many notes in a row, you have this health meter at the bottom, and if you miss too many notes in a row, then you fail. It says level failed, and you have to either restart the song or go to a new song. No fail mode, what I like about it, this modifier, is no matter how many notes you miss, you can keep playing the song. It reduces frustration and that kind of not good enough kind of feeling. So that's the first, I always keep that one. That one I don't even think twice. No fail mode, I click it on. Once you see the orange clicked on, that means no fail mode is on. If it's not orange, then it's not on. Modification number 2 is no arrows. As I said earlier, the boxes have arrows on them, or the cubes have arrows on them. Now they have dots. A lot of people think you gotta poke the dots on the box, but you actually slice it. You slice in any direction and it counts towards your points. And that's just if they're having trouble coordinating, sequencing those movements, as long as they can match the colors of the lightsaber to the boxes, they're gold. Okay, so that's one I work with pediatrics, I work with kids. So sometimes they don't understand the arrows mean hit in that direction. Sometimes they're just having trouble. So as an introductory, the way I start is with the dots. That's modification number 2. Modification number 3. Modification number 3 is no walls. No walls. In Beat Saber, they typically have these obstacles that come at you. Like there's a wall coming at you here, so you gotta move your head over. It's head-based, head tracking based. So if your head's in the wall, you lose your combo, you lose points, things like that. The wall's encouraging move. When you see it coming at you, and you have to move your head. So if they're coming in different directions, you gotta move. Sometimes there's a roof coming at you. You gotta duck under, you gotta squat, lean forward if you're sitting, things like that. So that's the walls. So sometimes if they can't handle the walls, I'll turn off no walls, right? So that's modification number 3. Number 4 is another one that I don't know if many would consider. It's something I do in my practice is I make like I said, the lightsabers can change colors. So I make all the color scheme the same. So red and blue cubes. Some songs, especially if you buy the downloadable content, DLCs, like there's a rock mixtape, there's Queen albums, they have their own color scheme. And that color scheme can throw people off if they're just learning. I know I've been confused. I still have trouble when they change the color of the cubes, the color of the lightsabers. Then I gotta think a little more. It's good progression, but sometimes it can discourage people. So to reduce frustrations and to help them to play the game, I override the color schemes by clicking on colors right here, and then you go down, you click on override colors, and then you go down and I click on the first. It's the original red and blue cubes, red and blue lightsabers. So that's modification number 4. Modification number 5 are the effects. So another thing I do work with people that have seizures or epilepsy, and it's something I've gotten permission to use virtual reality, and you can turn off the effects. So you go down to player settings, click on player settings, you go down to environmental effects, and then you click off effects. You click on no effects, and you can see what it looks like side by side. There's more stimulation with this one versus this one. It's more low key, and it can be a lot more pleasant for many people. We don't want anyone having seizures. The next modification I do is the environment itself. So depending on what song you click, they have their own environment, and you can kind of see the different varieties of environments right here. So you have, the red background, and you have these other colored environments. And so what I typically do is I can override the environment by clicking on environments, override environment, normal environment right here, click it. And I like the Lincoln part. It's this tunnel. It's a lot less stimulating. You can really focus on what you're doing. It's a little more comfortable for many of the people I work with. Well, there you have it. Those are all the modifications I look at when I work with someone. Again, I don't always put all of them on or modify every single one of them, but they're always in the background. Can I do this a little better, or how can I make this more comfortable for them? How can I progress them? There's many things, many questions you ask. If you have any questions, then please comment down below, ask them. I'll do my best to answer as soon as possible.